It's the 47th game of the 2023 Banana Ball World Tour, loved by our dearest of pals over in Las Vegas, Zappos. The Savannah Bananas at 23-21-2, 2 games over 500 for the first time on this tour, as absurd as that sounds. Take on the 18-15-2 Party Animals, and the month of June has been awful kind to the boys in yellow.
You talk about a team that is 6-1 in the month of June, Biko. The offense rolling. I mean, you just got to like everything that they're doing right now here in the month of June.
As great as the offense has been, the defense has been sturdy. Let's take a look at what they're throwing out in the field tonight. From left to right in the outfield, Michael Deeb, D.R. Meadows, Danny Hosley. In the infield, third to first, Jackson Olsen, Ryan Cox, Matt Wolf, and Eric Jones Jr. Bill Leroy is catching. Jared Donaldson is starting.
Yeah, and Jared Donaldson and Bill Leroy working very well together. This is the 15th of 17 games, of the last 17 games, that Bill Leroy has been behind the plate for the Bananas. I mean, he is as sturdy as they come.
A lot of local media in attendance here from Birmingham. D.R. Meadows was interviewed yesterday by the CBS affiliate and guaranteed some backflips would be coming. It's going to be fun to see what the Tour's outfield leader in trick plays can do tonight here in Regents Field. And this is what Jared Donaldson has done in his first Banana Ball World Tour across 72 and 2/3 innings, averaging 5 minutes on the dot per inning thrown. 51 Ks compared to 28 ball 4 sprints, and the 6.07 ERA continues to dive.
It continues to drop, a 2.93 ERA here in the month of June. He has 2 wins and no losses, and you talk about 5 points earned, only 3 points lost for Donnie, but you have seen the MPI rise, which is surprising for Jared Donaldson, averaging 5 minutes and 13 seconds per inning here in the month of June.
See how the Party Animals line it up against last year's Peach Belt Conference Pitcher of the Year. It is Reese Hampton, Jake Skoll, Bryson Bloomer. You can always pencil them in 1 through 3 at this point in the tour. Tanner Thomas up into the cleanup spot. Dalton Cornett back into the 5 hole. Then Chase Acuff, Mike Vivacis, Jason Swan, Breland Almadova, and Dustin Baber rounding it out.
It's a very dangerous lineup, but here's what's interesting. In the last game for the Party Animals, they were shut out for the first time points-wise. Now, runs-wise, how many did they score in the game? Just 1 run in the first inning. And for the rest of that, the offense very stagnant. We'll see if the Party Animals can lock in tonight here against Donnie.
It was a magnificent performance by Cowboy Kyle Lewigs 6 nights ago. A Party Animals offense that has been prolific across this 2023 tour was stifled for really the first time, at least to that magnitude. Here comes Jesse Cole to get us ready to rumble.
Fans, it's time. On 3, I need everyone here to yell, "Start the clock." 1, 2, 3. Showtime.
Showtime indeed, live from the Magic City. We appreciate you spending your Friday night with us in Banana Land. Comment section has been going crazy early on. Tyler Swartnick, welcome to 3 more months of being a member. We appreciate you coming aboard. There's the terrifying Reese Hampton. Josh mentioned the Party Animals only scored 1 run on Saturday. It was because Reese worked a leadoff sprint, stole second, came around to score in the first inning, and then went 0 for 3 the rest of the night. Questionable strike 3 call ended the evening with Hampton at the dish. If it was called a ball, he would have been on first or second base. Jake Skoll would have been the tying run in that ball game. And Reese Hampton, unfortunately, no matter if the pitch was called a strike or a ball, was going to lose his 25-game hitting streak, which is the longest in Banana Ball history. Is count now even at 2-2.
Yeah, really frustrating way for Reese to lose the hit streak, like you said. But again, he's been all about playing Banana Ball consistently this year. If I had to guess, I've got a good feeling Reese is going to find a way to not only get on base, but get a base knock here tonight.
2-2 is cranked foul. Over 8,000 Bananiacs packed into Regents Field. One of the largest, if not the largest crowd in the decade history of this beautiful ballpark. Donnie really taking his time on the mound here. Not going to rush any offerings to the Detroit Tigers' 12th round pick back in 2018. And now the count has run full. As a 90-mile-an-hour heater's up and away.
And it makes a lot of sense that Donnie trying to pitch carefully here with Reese Hampton. This is a guy hitting .600 against Jared Donaldson on the season.
The fire alarm going off for about the 7th time tonight. A deflection off the netting that is not going to be an out because it clipped the net. So Hampton has another life. Scary moment there for Reese. He's the only person ever to foul out twice in one game. It happened in Las Vegas. And the first one was awful similar to that. He was leading off the game from the left side of the dish, fouled it off into foul territory down the left field line.
Yeah, and then later came up from the right side of the plate and fouled off down the opposite field line once again. Quite a wacky game for Reese Hampton.
Another chance for the fans to make an out here. This one into the berm. It's caught by a fan, and Hampton has popped out to a fan for the 3rd time on this tour.
What a way to start a ball game. A big catch for the fan made at the 2-minute and 12-second mark in this ball game. That's a huge first out and the end of a 9-pitch AB between Jared Donaldson and Reese Hampton.
Good work by Donnie to keep pounding the zone. Hampton with an excellent job of spoiling the offerings, but that is the danger that always lurks around the corner in banana ball for hitters. If you spoil too many pitches, the fans might retire you. Now Jake Skoll sends one towards that berm. It's not going to make it out there, as sliding short of the wall is Ryan Cox. And an 0-1 count on the 15th overall draft pick back in 2010 as the Texas Rangers grab Skoll out of Blessed Trinity High School. One offering to the tour leader in OPS. Skoll's 8 homers pacing the Party Animals. One long ball behind Eric Jones for the season high. Cut and a miss. Nasty splitter there. That is Donaldson's bread and butter.
Yeah, Jared Donaldson has continued to pitch well against Jake Skoll as this tour has gone on. Skoll batting just .158 on the tour against Jared Donaldson.
90-mile-an-hour fastball is low. 2-2 count. It's the Party Animal center fielder. And a cut and a miss. Nasty splitter gets him swinging. And Donnie is coming in to do a little duo lip sync, it looks like, with his backstop, Mr. Bill Leroy. Wow. What a performance from Donnie and Bill Leroy. This is a full concert, 2 batters into this ball game.
I mean, if you thought you liked Kyle Lewigs and Bill Leroy doing the dirty dancing, Jared Donaldson's now got something to say about that. Look at him getting into some choreography with the catcher for the Bananas.
So now it'll be Bryson Bloomer with 2 away and nobody on. The third baseman lines that one to right center. Hosley's got a beat on it and puts it away for out number 3. Excellent first frame from Jared Donaldson against 3 of the best hitters this tour can offer.
It took him 2 minutes and 12 seconds to get the first out in this ball game. He will end the inning with a 4-minute and 3-second MPI in the first.
Shout out 13-year-old Brady, who's the man who caught the foul ball off the bat of Reese Hampton. And now let's take a look at how the bad boys of Bananaland align defensively. From left to right in the outfield, Breland Almadova, Jake Skoll, and there is Mr. Reese Hampton, not happy about how his first at-bat ended. In the infield, third to first, Bryson Bloomer, Chase Acuff, Dustin Baber, and Jason Swan. Mike Vivacis is behind the dish, and Brett Helton gets the ball to start tonight.
We saw 3 of the 4 infielders for the Party Animals in the last game complete a trick play in Bloomer, Acuff, and Baber. And how about Chase Acuff? In his last 2 games, he's got 4 trick plays, both of them multi-trick play affairs.
Party Animals have been dazzling with the trick plays as of late. And what an opportunity here for Brett Helton. 9th-round draft pick from the Pittsburgh Pirates back in 2015. Spent 4 years with the organization. Spent the last 4 with the Fargo Moorhead Redhawks in the American Association, where he became so highly regarded as a baseball mind that he was a pseudo GM towards the end of his time, and boy, has he been an amazing addition in Banana Land.
He's a very intelligent pitcher, and I think it shows in the fact that he is leading the 2023 tour in MPI with an average mark of 3 minutes and 8 seconds. He's a guy who wants to throw strikes and work fast, but I think he's going to see a little bit of a difference tonight. Starting pitching, it takes a little bit of a different attack out there. He's probably going to raise that MPI tonight. But Brett Helton has been gearing up to make this start. In fact, in Nashville on June the 3rd, he had his longest outing of the season, pitched 3 innings for the Party Animals, and averaged a 2-minute and 51-second MPI. So we'll see what happens with Brett tonight.
These are the 10 guys the Bananas are sending up against him. D.R. Meadows, Eric Jones Jr., Michael Deeb due to swinging in the first, Dan Oberst, Dakota McFadden, Jackson Olsen, Ryan Cox, Bill Leroy, Danny Hosley, and Matt Wolf behind the big 3 at the top. DR having an excellent first tour, made his Banana Land debut at the collegiate level last summer. Was the definition of a spark plug, hit above 300. It's 26 for 26 in stolen base attempts in just 20 games played, video game type stuff. In fact, a running spree that has not been seen since the Coastal Plain League was created in the 90s. The pace he was on was absurd, and of course never getting tagged out just made it all the more crazy.
And he's been on a great pace this season for the Bananas. This is his
2023 tour. Count now full on the Nanners center fielder. It is fastball, cutter, changeup, curveball. He could throw any pitch in any count. And the payoff here is a foul ball nearly caught by a fan on what looked like a cutter. That one lifted to center. DR's counterpart, Jake Skoll, hardly has to move as there is one out. The Bananas just need 1 run to win this first inning. Remember in Banana Ball, win an inning, you get a point. Points are what makes our world go round here in Banana Land. Eric Jones Jr. has as much the ability to end this first inning with 1 swing of the lumber as anybody. 9 homers, pacing all hitters on the tour. He's been excellent in every other aspect of his game as well. Came in hitting .345 as Dustin Baber, smooth as silk between the legs. First trick play of the night, and there are 2 down.
Boy, Dustin Baber, that was arguably the smoothest between-the-legs trick play I've seen on the tour this season. He just continues to impress out there defensively for the Party Animals. He has the highest success rate on trick play opportunities of any player on the tour this year.
If you blinked, you would have missed it. Fellow with a glove is discombobulated by the Michael Deeb foul ball. And the King of Barrels gets another chance to send a blast here. 2 homers on the tour as he's quickly behind. No balls at 2 strikes. This is his 3rd campaign in Banana Ball. Comes in hitting .326, a .396 on base percentage. And a 1-2 count. With the left fielder tonight. It's been his primary position this season, although he's dabbled over at first base as well. And fouls off a 91-mile-an-hour fastball.
You know, people talk about Chase Acuff of the Party Animals being a very tough bat to strike out. But how about this for Michael Deeb? His last strikeout came on May the 15th against the Florence Yalls. His last K against the Party Animals came on April 26th. He's been great at putting the ball in play.
Goodwood there. Terrible read from Jake Skoll. He came barreling in, and Deeb is going to round second and huff it into third base with a stand-up triple, his 3rd 3-bagger of the tour. And the Nanners have the inning-winning run 90 feet away with 2 down.
Wow, what a big base knock for Michael Deeb, and he's going to benefit off of the mental error there from Jake Skoll. Now, Michael Deeb, 1 extra base hit throughout the entire month of May. Now here in June, he has 5 extra base hits as he's going to try and score, and the Bananas will walk off the first inning.
No pinch runner needed for Vitamin D. He does it all himself with 2 outs. Line drive triple on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. It came off his bat at 91 as well. And on a pass ball for Mike Vivacis, he's able to scamper in before the flip to Helton. Nanners up a point, 1 inning into the ball game. And Josh, it is high time to talk about our showman of the night on Monday evening.
That's exactly right. We've got a showman award to give out, and we're giving it to the songbird of our generation, Dalton Malden. Now, you get into the game action, and Dalton Malden in the first inning with a little behind-the-back flip. That's trick play numero uno. Now Dalton, he's going to do the little corkscrew trick play. That's the second time on tour we've seen that one. And Dalton with 2 trick plays now. But that's not it. He comes up here in the 4th and ropes a double down the line, ties the inning at 1 run apiece. The Bananas would eventually walk that inning off. Here in the 5th with Dearman on the mound, ground ball, Dalton bounce pass to Ryan Cox, and that is a great trick play, double play between Malden and Cox. Just phenomenal stuff, much like we've seen all season. Now, Stiltz comes in relief, and Malden going between the legs, making that catch, a play that he started in the summer series and has continued into this year. And don't tell me, barehanded, trick play number 5, that is a Banana Ball single game record for most trick plays. 5 for Malden, and then he comes up, earns a ball 4 sprint and a walk-off, his first since opening night in West Palm Beach. And man, we've got the songbird in the booth with us. Dalton, congratulations, your 2nd Showman Award this season.
Thank you, sir. Happy to be here. I've actually never been in the booth before, so I'm excited. This is cool.
Welcome up, Mr. Dalton Malden. We really appreciate you, man. And as we get back to the action with your guys back on defense, big first inning win. And now it's going to be 5-6. Check that, 4-5-6 for the Party Animals. So used to your good buddy and roommate, Mr. Tanner Thomas.
Tanner Thomas.
Being in the 5 hole. He gets moved up to the cleanup spot. Cornette on deck, Acuff in the hole. And a quick 2-0 count on Mr. Tinder Thomas, the extra hitter. So before we get to Tanner's on his 2nd tour, I mean, what is going through your head as Tanner lines that one right to Matt Wolf? I think they're going to say it's on the exchange, so we'll call that a line out
transfer.
second. Yeah, exactly. What's going through your head when you get your 3rd trick play of the night in the 5th inning and think maybe history could be occurring here?
Yeah, man, I was thinking anything I can do, anytime I get a ball, just try something else, man. I want to try to not repeat any of the trick plays that I did before and just try to keep a new one going every time. And at one point, I was my last one, I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to do next.
Now Dalton Cornette, just like our man Dalton Malden in the booth, and Tanner, who just lined out in his 2nd tour. The DH tonight, hitting .333, a .422 on base percentage. Pops that one up, left side. Ryan Cox is going to call off Jackson Olsen and take a squat.
Set a boy.
Pitching that thing with his tuchus on the turf, and now taking a nap with Michael Deeb. That is his 75th trick play in 81 tries on the tour.
Oh, my goodness.
Pretty mind-boggling.
That's crazy.
Dalton, has working with Coxie up the middle helped you with your trick play and the development of those this tour?
Yeah, definitely. Everybody kind of has their own way of doing trick plays, and Cox has a bunch of them, and we all kind of try to bounce ideas off each other to make each other better, you know? Because we're all at different angles, and we all kind of see angles that they don't, you know?
It's pretty fascinating. And of course, Coxie has been a couple steps above everybody. He has 2 times more than the next closest man, Dustin Baber, who has 36.
Wow.
But you have been superb here as well. Now, well north of 20, of course, going 5 for 5 in a game will really help out. You've only missed 1 trick play on the tour. What goes through your mind as a ball is approaching you and you're trying to figure out if it's going to be routine or if you're going to try and add some spice to it?
Yeah, usually it's a pretty game time decision. I don't really think about what play I'm going to do, but unless it's in a particular spot. But usually it's a game time decision last minute, and we're like, all right, let's going to do it or we're not.
How about Donnie?
Boy, Donnie.
6 up, 6 down. He just got his second strikeout of the ball game, and Chase Acuff, only his 10th strikeout of the tour. That's a tough guy to rack a K up against.
And Acuff's first strikeout since May 13th in Savannah. It caps off a 2-minute and 29-second inning for Jared Donaldson.
Boy.
Awful impressive stuff for Donnie, who is cruising through 2 frames and fired up about it in the Nanners dugout. Dalton, it is sing-off time. Normally, do you get to be a part of these in the dugout, or are you belting out along? Or?
No, I've never been a part of them.
Okay, beautiful. Well, now is your time to shine, buddy.
Okay.
We're going to be singing along with you. Looks like we got a little We Will Rock You.
We're singing this right now? You ready?
Yeah. We will rock you. Okay, good start. That was an easy one for the boys.
Yeah, we know that one.
Now, Dalton, trivia question for you.
Okay.
We Will Rock You. Is it an a cappella song, or are there any drums in We Will Rock You?
I think it's acapella. It's probably hand claps, isn't it?
Correct. Very good work.
Oh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat with somebody. Yeah, I want to dance with somebody. With somebody who loves me.
Nice.
I mean, this is concert number 3 for you and I, Dalton. We have a storied history of teaming up on the mic.
We do. I think that might be my first banana ball game, was it? We did like the post game, wasn't it?
I think it was.
I think it was.
Of course, Sweet Home Alabama, the last ditty there playing here in the middle of the second as the bottom of the second inning commences. 4-5-6 for the Nanners. Dan Oberst with a 1-1 count on him. D-Mac on deck, Jackson Olsen in the hole. Dan pacing the Nanners with his .377 batting average and 12 doubles. It's been superb in his 5th campaign in Banana Land. Now, Dalton, we'll have to get you back to your pals here because I know you are in this game and could be entered in at any time. But
That's right.
Well, we have you here for a minute. We're going to pepper you rapid fire. What does it mean to you to, through 76 games in banana ball history, be the only person who has ever made 5 trick plays in one game?
It feels cool, man. I mean, the goal is, even when we're practicing before taking BP and we're taking ground balls, it's usually like, hey, try not to field a ground ball normal.
Right.
So that's kind of the goal, and it trickles into the game.
Jason Swan grabs the pop-up in foul territory from Mr. Oberst. And now it'll be Dakota McFadden, the designated hitter. Hitting .296, 364 OBP. And his 15 walk-offs tied with Danny Hosley for the tour high. How hard is it, Dalton, as we get our, I think, 11th fire drill of the past hour or so here at Regents Field? How hard is it to keep up? Oh, okay. D-Mac rudely interrupts me. Swanee underneath it. Throws away the glove.
Nice.
With the bare hand. Jason 3 for 3 on his trick plays.
The ball was up there, too.
And 2 of those 3 trick plays have come on the barehanded snag over at first base for Swanee. He continues to just shrug those off, man. They don't even hurt Swanee at all.
He hurts the ball. Look at that.
That's a fact. We're cruising at a breakneck pace. Chase Acuff between the legs. The 3rd trick play of the night for the Party Animals, 4th of the game altogether. And that was a lightning quick bottom of the second for Brett Helton.
1 minute and 34 seconds there for Brett Helton.
Wow.
Yet another mark under 2 minutes for Helton. Now, by the way, guys, Brett Helton, 53% of his total innings this season have come under 3 minutes.
Jeez, that's crazy. What a stat.
He just tied the 17th fastest inning ever, a minute 34, with DJ the Invader and Zach Duke in Nashville. How about that? Okay, so after the Acuff trick play, we finally get back to our question at hand as Maceo and the boys dance. How difficult is it, man, to juggle the songwriting and studio time and everything going on with your music career while also being a part of a 20-state, 33-city, 87-game tour across 7.5 months?
Yeah, man, I'd say, my dream is to play baseball or do music, and right now I get the opportunity to do both, so making time to do both and just prioritizing that over a lot of things it's pretty easy. You know, you kind of be where your feet are, and when I get a chance to go to Nashville, make the best music I can while I'm here, be the best handball player I can. Just super grateful just to be in a position where I get to do either one of them.
And is there any kind of mobile recording setup for you? Like, what happens if you wake up in the middle of the night and have discovered the most magical lyrics you could have ever imagined in a dream, and you want to put something down on paper?
Yeah, I mean, at first I would say about 5 feet from me, I'd say, hey, Tanner, we got to get up. I got an idea, so I'm going to be a little loud here. And I got a little studio set up at home. Yeah, we literally bought a desk just for that, and I got like a little speaker. I got my amp, I got my guitars, I got my little Logic setup, my Mac, and I can get it done if I need to.
Yes, it's not something you're going to release to the people quite yet.
Not yet. No, it'll definitely be a rough demo for sure.
Mike Vivacis wobbly kneeing his way up to the dish. Okay, last thing, and then we are freeing you. I know Jesse had been pursuing you for a while, Dalton, before you made your debut in the Breakfast Bowl in 2021. I mean, did you ever imagine when you signed up for a 9-game series against the Macon Bacon that this is what your career in Banana Land would turn into?
Not at all, man. Not at all. Jesse told me this would be the most fun I ever had playing baseball, and you know, I wasn't skeptical. I was like, yeah, I'm sure it will be, but it's just completely like all of my thoughts of what this place would be like. It's completely blown those out of the water and been so much better than what I could imagine. So I can't even imagine where it's going to be this time next year or 6 months from now, to be honest with you. But it's going to be awesome, and I hope to be a part of it, man.
How about that? Vava chops it to Jackson Olsen, who backpedals, goes behind his back, and just barely able to nab Vava. That is Jackson's 8th trick play and as many tries on the tour.
And we've already seen 5 trick plays in this ball game tonight. Again, the Banana Ball single game record 14. I'd say 5 through 2 1/3. Very, very promising for this game.
Here we go. Here we go.
And now it's 3-2-2-0 clock. So as Donnie brings in Wolf, Cox, and Meadows, what is it like to be out there in the field and also have a choreographed dance in the back of your mind and knowing that you've only got one shot to nail it every game?
Dude, it's nerve-wracking, man, but that's why we practice hard and we work with Maceo, and he gets us right. He gets us feeling confident about it, truly.
After boogieing, Donnie fires a 90-mile-an-hour heater low to Jason Swan, Party Animals first baseman. Donaldson's retired all 7 that he's faced tonight. You big Taylor Swift fan?
Dude, I mean, I know pretty much all of her songs. Yeah. Like, I don't know how I do, so can't complain. Can't complain. I like her.
What's the Mount Rushmore of Taylor Swift songs for you?
The Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, top 4. Let's hear them.
Dude,
Fan could make a play.
Gosh.
They do not. Woman was diving out of the way for her own safety.
Our song is good. I like that one. I feel like I'm on the spot right now. She has one with Bon Iver. I like that one.
Oh, that's some new stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can't even put him in 4, to be honest with you. On the spot, I'm blanking completely.
That's okay.
I don't think I could have solved that riddle either myself, Dalton. Although I am a self-proclaimed Swiftie. Payoff pitch. And Swan works a sprint. Nanner's defense working quickly. Jason slams the break at first. Remember, on sprints, all 7 fielders have to touch the ball before it's live.
Yep.
And boy, you guys have become incredible on your sprint defense. You're keeping the vast majority of guys at first base.
Oh, yeah. You know who surprised me was the Drop Bears the other day. You guys remember their ball 4 defense?
Mind-boggling.
So fast.
Nailed DR on the first one they had.
Yeah. I was like, ooh, boy, I don't know if I could have made that. Come on, Donnie.
Now it's Breland Almadova, the left fielder, as dangerous a 9-hitter as you're legally allowed to put this low in the lineup. Mm-hmm. He's hitting .306 at .380 on base percentage in his second tour, and ever the entertainer.
And really surprising that for a guy who was batting 6th a couple games ago for the Party Animals and bats very well against Donnie, as you can see here. Breland driving that out to center field. DR getting the ball, and the wave from Swan home. Bill unable to make the tag. The Party Animals with a run here in the 3rd inning. Surprising that Breland's batting 9th, given the success, as you can see, against Jared Donaldson on tour.
Ball came in at 90. It left Breland's bat at 103 miles per hour.
Wow.
That's a barreled ball right there. Only his 4th double of the tour. He picks up his 28th stake. And Swanee scores for the 14th time. And remember, every time we talk about Breland's doubles, you have to also know that he's thrown 3 away for the sake of entertaining and throwing javelins into right field.
Like his ball at the top of the wall in Grayson. 400 feet off the very top of the wall.
Longest single in banana ball history.
And I'm glad you bring that point up, Biko, because that is actually Breland Almodova's first double on the road on the tour this year.
All 3 had been in Grayson.
Correct.
And he's thrown away 3 doubles in Grayson as well. Now Dustin Baber in the 10 hole. Donnie retired the first 7 party animals he faced tonight. And then after the great at-bat from Jason Swan, working a full count and getting a sprint, Breland makes Donnie pay for not bearing down and giving Swan an offering in the zone. And now Baber swings with the man in scoring position and 1 down.
He's roping him.
Yeah, so we've got Matt Wolf trying to lasso Breland at second base.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Breland's returned the favor here. Slapstick routine going on around second base. That one dunks just in front of DR Meadows, and Mr. Almodova couldn't tell if it was going to be caught, so he can't even advance. So now 2 on with 2 away. First 7 men retired, and then 8, 9, and 10 in the Party Animals order all reach. They flip it on its head. Reese Hampton, who fouled out to a fan in a 9-pitch at bat his first time, will swing it. Dalton, as a man who fouled out to a fan in your adopted hometown of Nashville, how disheartening is it to battle a ball off and then be out?
Dude, it really is. It really is disheartening, man. It's a tough way to go out. It's almost worse than just fouling it up. Just another one
Out of the stadium.
out of the stadium. I think I would rather foul to first base than foul it to a fan, and that's low. But glad they got a keepsake to take home, and it works. I actually signed it after the game.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a forever moment right there. Breland had an incredible jump. Hampton cuts and misses. Throw over to first. Looks like it bounced off Dustin Baber's head, and now we hope that he's okay. Eric Jones Jr. had no idea where the ball went. It's still live. Maceo just picked it up. Breland scores. And 2 runs here in the top of the 3rd for the Party Animals. I think everybody was pretty confused and also concerned for Baber over at first base. But that is going to be the 14th error on the tour for Bill Leroy, trying to make an exquisite play and ends up giving the Party Animals another run.
And we've seen that for Bill quite a few times this season. Some of those errors have come playing miscellaneous positions in the infield, third, short, and second base. But we have seen a lot of errors still from the catcher position because Bill, a very aggressive man behind the plate.
Yep.
He's got such a magnificent arm. So often on his back picks and his aggressive throws, he's making mind-melting plays. Can be a double-edged sword for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Breland did pick up a steal on that. He's now 9 for 10 on the tour in such attempts. That one bounced through the right side, and after losing his banana ball history high 25-game hitting streak last Saturday, he starts a fresh one here in Birmingham.
Yeah, hits in 26 of his last 27 games. How does that sound?
Still pretty good. And speaking of, as the former Tigers product is now on first base, and the former minor leaguer for the Texas Rangers and New York Yankees steps into the box, how wild has it been since he started in the summer of 2021 to see the talent jump in banana ball?
Yeah, man. I mean, we had some good players in the Breakfast Bowl, too. And
for sure.
Some of the guys are still here, which is awesome. But the talent level has literally increased every single time. And I know it's going to continue to do that.
Yep, Bill Leroy behind the dish, Kyle Lewicks.
Also, the talent off the field from players as well has also increased.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody kind of has something about them that they're just super skilled at off the field.
Couldn't agree more. And the social media game on a personal level for guys have skyrocketed.
Yep.
That one yanked foul. Of course, Jackson Olsen, a guy who got near 1 million followers on TikTok before he ever blessed us with his presence in Bananaland and has since crossed that threshold. But got a lot of guys like your roommate Tanner, who's been absolutely grinding on the social media game.
Grinding, man. He's killing it, especially on YouTube, too. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but like 10,000 subscribers in the past 25 days, like crazy like that. And every day. It's unreal.
That is truly unbelievable.
And YouTube is hard. Like,
yeah.
he's doing it.
That's very true. I'm a man with only like 48 subscribers, so it makes a lot of sense.
Tanner was struggling to get to the 1,000 mark, and I feel like when he hit it, it was just like, whoop, 10,000, whoop, 18,000, just like that. It's unreal. He's crushing it. Posting every single day.
I think you guys might have set a new record for most TikTok lives on our bus ride yesterday, to be honest.
Probably so.
It's like TikTok live inception. 2-2 to Skoll is now 3-2 as the splitter misses up and out. Trackman liked that one, although I understand why Vincent Chapman called it ball 3. Big payoff pitch with 2 men on and 1 down. And Skoll battles. It was 2 stress-3 innings. 6 up, 6 down. Both of them less than 3 minutes long for the first and second here for Donnie. And after getting a quick out here in the third, it's been sprint, double, single, single. That one tapped to Cox. Nice scoop.
Good
360.
Attaboy.
Double play. Magnificent 6-3 DP by the glove magician.
I mean, you want to talk about a play that you're going to see on the Ripe Rundown soon. Ryan Cox with an excellent pick, going to the bag, the spin, and the strong throw. And you've always got to credit your first baseman for a good stretch there.
Yep.
That was as good a one as I've seen from Eric Jones to get Donaldson out of that jam.
And just another example of your magnificent partner up the middle, Ryan Cox, in action.
Incredible, man. He's a magician.
Dalton Malden, cannot thank you enough for coming up in the booth and hanging out with us, man. You are a true legend, and we really appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me up here. Thank you, brother.
Best of luck the rest of the way tonight.
All right, you guys enjoy it.
Next time you'll see Dalton, I'm sure he'll be down on the field coming in for Matt Wolf a little later on tonight. We're getting a pinch hit opportunity. Okay, here is Jesse Cole. Here's Birmingham's version of a kiss-off.
Wow. Oh, that looks very party animal-like. Okay. And our final couple, your name?
Chris.
Nancy.
Chris and Nancy, how many years have you been married?
50.
50 years right here. All right, Chris and Nancy, let's see what you got. Oh, he's still going. She's holding on for dear life. Look at that. All right. Fans, was it our first couple? 3 years. Let's hear it for them. Was it our second couple? 10 years. Or our third couple? 50 years. Big round of applause. You guys are our winner. Thanks for spreading the love out here in Banana Land.
Great work from our friends here in Regions Field on a little North Alabama kiss-off. Bananas need 2 runs to tie the third inning, 3 runs to win it. They won the first inning 1-0 as Ryan Cox yanks that one behind the back. Jason Swan bobbles it, flips it to Helton just in time, and able to save himself after what looked like it was going to be a trick play missed.
Yeah, that was a really scary play. You love the aggression. And Jason Swan, he's going to go around and get some high fives and some fist bumps from all of his teammates there. But great recovery and a quick flip from Jason Swan and Brett Helton covering the bag at first base, something you love to see.
So, Josh, for folks who may be confused about what constitutes a trick play missed, and what does not do either, where does that factor in the trick play game? As this one is bounce to Bryson Bloomer. Tell you what, that's a trick play. And the Boomer has the 4th, carry the 1, 5th trick play of the night for the Party Animals. They're on a torrid pace.
Yeah, it is unbelievable stuff that we're seeing here. A great trick play from Bryson Bloomer, now with trick plays in each of his last 2 games. And to go back to your question about Jason Swan, we're going to credit him with an out, but no trick play there and no trick play missed either.
That's exactly what I was looking for, which then brings the Party Animals trick play total back down to my original thought of 4. Simple addition and subtraction, always been a problem for me. And 2 quick outs for Brett Helton. The furthest he has gone on the tour was 3 innings pitched. Trying to reach that mark here. Danny Hosley stands in his way. And he's been heating up as of late. 240 batting average on the tour, but a 374 on base percentage, and he's been magnificent in June. Good check there. Count now full at 3-2.
Yeah, you talk about those June numbers. 444 batting average for Danny Hosley in the month of June. He's getting on base at a 615 clip. So just continuing to get a bunch of sprints in addition to his hits. Because in the month of May, Danny Hosley had a ball force sprint in 25% of his plate appearances. And he's going to earn yet another here and dig for second base and get in standing up.
That's his Bananas team-leading 18th sprint on the tour. And he set the table for Matt Wolf. Who else to be the inning-tying run? Wolfie wheeled up to the dish with the help of D-Mac and Mr. Oberst. And there's DH and EH, respectively. And the pride of Joy, Oklahoma, 0 for 5 on the tour with a strikeout and a hit by pitch. His first at bat since we were in his home state. Danny Hosley off on the pitch. No throw from Mike Vivacis. And Haas is 8 for 10 on the tour in his steal attempts. But once again, Wolf is the man who really matters. Does not have a homer in his 2 tours with the Nanners. Really trying to set the table for DR Meadows, who waits on deck. Now 2-2 on the Bananas second baseman.
And this is a classic Matt Wolf at bat. He's averaging over 4 pitches per plate appearance this season. He's at 4 right now, and he's going to work a full count. Matt Wolf just as scrappy as a hitter as they come.
Cutter misses high, count now full. Helton goes after him and he fouls it off, not caught by a fan. Here comes the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Popped into shallow right. Swan out, Hampton in, and under the leg, Reese Hampton. Terrific trick play. The guys are at an insane pace right now in the trick play department.
An unbelievable catch between the legs for Reese Hampton, his 6th trick play of the season. And whether he is in center field or right field for the Party Animals, Hampton continues to impress.
And there is the 5th trick play of the night for the Party Animals. The aforementioned 6th trick play. And as the Banana Band blares away, down below us here in Regents Field, we can pop it up into the broadcast booth with Cowboy Kyle Lewis. Wires are crossing. We're just trying to figure out how not to strangle ourselves, and the 3 Musketeers, the boys are back together. Thanks for coming up, Kyle.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys didn't bring me on earlier. I was slightly out of breath. I didn't know I had 3 flights of stairs to fight on my way up here.
Yeah.
But we're doing good. The fire alarm's going off, but I'm not really too concerned about that.
Right.
You guys got a cool poster up here, and I almost strangled Pico 3 times just getting in this position. So I think we might be stuck here the rest of the game.
You know, cooking popcorn, it's a tricky thing to do here in Regents Field, believe it or not.
I love popcorn, so... Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it here.
Okay.
It's a flashback to freshman year at Syracuse when we had 56 fire drills in 2 semesters.
Do you have to get out of your housing every single time?
I started going down. I was on the 17th floor, though, and of course you can't take the elevator, so I just stopped going after, I don't know, 30 or 40.
That checks out. You seem like the kind of person that wouldn't abide by fire alarms.
You're so brave.
Lock the door, hang out, and just hope that it's popcorn for the 37th time.
There you go.
And it was.
Well, this is beautiful. You guys truly have a great setup. I mean, it's a beautiful backdrop. You guys probably have the best seat in the house,
Yes.
as you usually do, and you guys are in a prime spot with the netting. I didn't notice it down on the field, but with how low the netting goes, Biko, you might get your first foul ball up here.
It is my dream. Josh and I are both split with the window here, so either of us could get it. But, boy, have I been hoping for this in a while. Okay, it looks like we've got a unique walk-up going on down here. How about your 2021 Coastal Plain League teammate, Mr. Bryson Bloomer, is channeling his inner Jonas brother.
Yeah, I had the good fortune of riding next to Bloomer on the way over here, and it sounded like nobody else wanted to do this walk-up, but Bloomer was all over it. And I think he bodied it.
I don't know how anybody...
Everything went good from my angle.
How could anybody say no to Burnin' Up?
It's a great song. Timeless, they say.
I've heard this is a cover. I don't know if that's true.
Really?
Maybe
This is a cover, or you've heard a cover of it?
No, I've heard that this is a cover. It's Bryson Bloomer, fresh off of his Jonas Brothers karaoke, or lip sync, rather. Line shot into left. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Manners won the first inning 1-0. Party Animals returned the favor in the third, winning 2-0. And we were all tied at a point apiece.
Yeah, Donnie off to a really good start to start the game. Had some unfortunate stuff going on in third, but I think the only thing that me and him have talked about since we got here yesterday, including in between innings, is just how beautiful that mound is. I mean, it's tall, it's pretty, it looks like it doesn't disform easily. It's everything you could want out of a mound.
And this is everything we could ever want from a home plate umpire as Vincent Chapman turns up the speed here and the ferocity at which he dazzles over 8,000 Bananiacs here in Regents Field. And dances in the unique way that only the world's dancing umpire can.
You know, TrackMan just picked up the exit or the miles per hour that Vincent threw his face mask. How about 78 out of the hand from Vincent Chapman?
That's got to be some kind of Guinness World Record, right?
That's unbelievable.
I don't think that's ever been measured before.
It's also the fastest pitch Bill Lee has thrown as a banana. He touched 778 in Kansas City last year.
It's pretty good, I think, for being 76. If you could throw over your age, at that age, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, that will always play.
Not sure where that one missed.
Two-seamer, bit outside. Tanner Thomas lined out to second his first time. And a cut and a miss on a 2-0 splitter. Not what you go up there expecting. Kyle, can you try to explain to us mere mortals what it is like to be pitching in the center of Rickwood Field with 10,000 fans going crazy all around you, as you will be tomorrow night, as this one is not caught by a fan, and another life for Tanner.
Well, that's the first time I've ever been referenced as immortal, so this is pretty sweet.
You're immortal.
Yeah.
You are a god walking among mere mortals, Kyle.
You guys are too kind. Quick check from Donnie. I mean, Rickwood, it's a timeless classic. I mean, last year getting to experience it was so awesome, and then especially I think it's got another leg up with the MLB announcing that they're going to play there a year from pretty much around today. Next year, the Giants and the Cardinals playing there. I think it's just really cool. It's a cool place. It's the closest I think I'll be ever to playing at Polo Grounds. Just the dimensions out there are pretty crazy and pitcher friendly. But I mean, having all those people and just really taking it in, all the sights and sounds, is something that I'll never forget to take a moment and acknowledge it and try and reflect while I'm in it.
Garrett Donaldson makes Tanner Thomas his third strikeout victim of the night. Mr. Tinder Thomas was pleading with Vincent Chapman that he had fouled that off. Did not work for him as that one is squibbed towards third. Tough play for Jackson Olsen. Bare hand flip to first, never had a chance. And Dalton Cornett is now 1 for 2 on the night. And that's how a majority of these hits have come for the Party Animals, although I think that was the slowest, 26 miles per hour off the bat.
Yeah, just a little dribbler. Dalton Cornett, the king of opposite field hits with low exit velos. He's had a lot of bloop hits into shallow left field, and now he's got that little dribbler and yet another hit for the Party Animals designated hitter.
Yeah, and it's hard for lefties on the mound to cover that third base side, but definitely with Donnie being the pitcher that he is and flying off so heavy to the first base side, it makes pretty much any of those squibbers over there pretty impossible for him.
Crank down the third baseline, fair for Chase Acuff. Bounces off the wall, Deeb grabs it in the corner. Bloomer scores easily. Cornett will hold up at third base. And Chase Acuff 1 for 2 on the night. Picks up an RBI on the double. That was not hit softly. 99 miles per hour off the bat. As the Party Animals breaking out a little choreographed dance to some LMFAO.
And really nice to see Chase Acuff get that double. He is batting below 100 here in the month of June. But you see a big discrepancy between his road splits and his home splits. He bats below the Mendoza line. That would be 200 in Grayson Stadium. Meanwhile, he's batting 343 across all the away games on tour this year.
Mike Vivacis dances up to the dish, as only the head coach of the Party Animals can. And that looked like a beautiful 0-0 slider there from Donaldson. Baba grounded out to third his first time. Bananas bring the infield in with 1 run home here in the fourth. That one's tapped towards Olsen. Plays at first, and he makes it. Excellent job keeping DC3 over at third base and grabbing the second out here in the top of the fourth inning.
Yeah, that felt like a little redemption there from Jackson Olsen. Good charge, and yet another good stretch from Eric Jones Jr. over at first base to make sure they were able to beat Vivacis there.
I was talking on the bus, I think, after Gilly set the lineup out to us on the group meet before we got to the field today. I think this is, I'm no stats magician like you, Josh, but I think, when we line up in this specific 9, is probably one of the best 9s statistically, I think, fielding-wise that we can offer.
1-1 count on Jason Swan, who had a one-base sprint and scored an inning ago. First man to reach base against Donaldson tonight. And a 2-1 count on the Party Animals first baseman.
I think I would agree with you there, Kyle. You've got Hosley, who you can play at second or right field, but just continues to impress, especially in batting practice. One of these days, you're going to see him make some of these catches that he's making in batting practice for the Bananas.
Yeah, and Donnie,
that Wolf cartwheeling at second base, you can't beat it.
3-1 count on Swan.
Donnie tying his shoe there. He's given a lot of shakes to his throwing arm. I know that he's very strong on finishing over his front side, and sometimes he can whack his elbow on his knee, but that's good to see him back in the zone. But it looks like his hand may be asleep.
Something seemingly bothering Donnie as he readies for a payoff with 2 outs. And that is a massive sprint for Jason Swan, his second of the night. Cornett and Acuff score easily. Jason once again held to one base. But the Party Animals add 2 more runs and now lead the fourth inning by 3. Swanee with his 21st and 22nd ribeyes on the tour.
Breland really tattooed that ball his first AB.
103 miles off the bat.
Pretty solidly hit.
Actually, I should amend that as Swanee steals second. The throw went off of him. He's 7 for 7 on the tour in his stolen base attempts. It did not travel 103 miles. It went 103 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's a long way to go. I think that might have caught Swanee somewhere in the upper shoulder region.
Yeah, not a lot of armor there for Swan either. Rocking the tank top cut open in the middle. Cut and a miss from Breland. Good execution on the fastball. 1-1 count on the left fielder who had an RBI double and came around to score an inning ago. Boy, what a tale of 2 outings tonight for Jared Donaldson. Retired the first 7 guys he's faced, but it has been tough sledding since then. And it all started with the Swan sprint in the top of the 3rd, and then the Breland double right after it. That was the first hit of the ball game for the Party Animals. 2-2, watches the splitter dance down. And a full count.
Well, we've seen in 2 of Donnie's last 4 starts that he's allowed 13 and 10 hits to the Party Animals. But what's important is that he was leaving runners stranded, especially in scoring position. That has not exactly been the case here, but he's going to get Danny Hosley to range over into foul ground and make that catch and end the top of the 4th here.
2 runs for the Party Animals in the 3rd, now 3 for them in the 4th. And the Nanners will have the top of their lineup to try and muster up a serious rally against Brett Helton, who's about to extend into his longest outing of the tour. Went 3 innings his last time out, as the Party Animals have continued to stretch him out and try and bring him into the starting role. And it looks like they're going to throw your 2018 Bananas teammate into the closing role, Garrett Delano.
Yeah, who's actually away this weekend at a wedding, I believe it is. But yeah, it's been a lot of early struggles for the Party Animals, pitching-wise, with Colin going down. Garrett having some issues with his back and neck and stuff, and
Goldsmith.
Yeah, Goldsmith going down with his back, and Porter really filling into that predominant starter role with Helton coming up the rear, and Fluke's been in that mix as well too. So it's been cool to see the kind of next up mentality those guys have had over there.
Well, on the other side of the coin, as it's Hey Baby O'Clock here in Regions Field, you and Donnie, except for Jared's last 2 innings, have really been on a roll as of late. Is there anything that you've noticed for either of you guys that has led to so much success here in late May and early June?
Not really anything mechanics-wise or pitchability-wise. I think it's a lot of mentality, and I think us pitchers in general, just me and Donnie and pretty much every pitcher in the country, is really big on finding a rhythm and finding something that's successful, and really rolling that in from start to start. When you get close to 100 innings, it's kind of hard to teach a new dog or an old dog new tricks. So there's not really anything I'm going to pull out at this point that's going to be new. But just kind of try and work some things differently and kind of attack guys as much as I can.
I'm going to counter that point with a little bit of an argument here. I think a new trick they put the old dog was have him wear a romper.
Romper was a good point, and bringing the bagels into play like we did before the game last Saturday, which is we need to actually figure out where we're getting bagels from and how we're going to secure those for tomorrow. It's just trying to feel as good as you can every start. We get into the doll. I think I'm going on start 20 tomorrow. So, if a bagel's going to push me over the edge of having a good outing, then gosh darn it, I'm going to eat some bagels.
It's going to be your tour high 20th start indeed. You're doing a good job keeping track of those, as DR, who led the ball game off with a fly out to his counterpart, Mr. Skoll in center, has a barreled ball, 92 miles per hour off the bat for a base knock. Good work on a front door bender from Brett Helton. DR off for second. Throw not in time. Good scoop and tag from Baber. But the doctor is 18 for 24 now in his stolen base attempts. Interesting decision there to run as the Bananas trail by 3 runs in the inning. Although the big thing, of course, is now the double play is not in effect. Eric Jones Jr. grounded out to second his first time. It's that one a mile high in the infield. Swanee makes the call. He's going to keep his glove on for this one and grab out number 1. Now Michael Deeb, who won the first inning just about all by himself on the offensive end, hit a 2-out triple, soaring over the head of Skoll in center, and then came home on a pass ball for Mike Vivacis. Lines that one deep to left. Breland backpedal and eyeing it up. Goes behind his fantastic trick play as DR tags for third. The style in Hawaiian continues to impress in brand new ways each and every night.
I mean, he just continues to make it look easier and easier out there in the outfield. Now he continues to extend his lead among Party Animals outfielders with his 17th trick play on the tour.
I just want to add that Tookish is such an awesome word.
It's always good to mix in some Yiddish to your broadcast. That was on the old Boozin' with Biko Bananas Insiders drinking game circa 2020. And of course, I would try and purposefully mix in as much Yiddish as possible. I think I'm on a just about 1 Tookish per game rate so far on the tour.
You can never overdo it, you know. You don't ever want to overdo the Tookish, but it has its rightful place in the broadcast, I think.
How do you feel about Keister, Kyle?
Keister's a fun one. I mean, it's another classic. I think my dad still says Keister.
Keister's number 2 on my vocabulary for rear end power ranking.
You guys try on Thumper for size.
That's fun.
Rumpus.
Rumpus.
Derriere.
Yeah, that's good too.
That one is yanked outside. DR scores easily from third. There's a misplay in the infield for the Party Animals, and Dan smells 3 bags on the sprint. He's going to stay right there. As it looks like Adam Viren hanging out coaching third base. Good to see Viro out there.
Good callback in the chat from Chloe. Says, Kyle, I tried Fruit Loops marshmallows. I just know how good of a time you had. And you guys remember who won that draft by chance?
It was you, Kyle.
It's good.
Dakota McFadden barrels that one to left center. You know his parents are in the building because that's an extra base hit. And he is going to tap the brakes at second base as the throw goes all the way into third.
Looks like the boys are going to boogie at second.
That ball 100 miles per hour off the bat of D-Mac. And now it is a bunch of bananas footloose and on second base to celebrate the 2-bagger. McFadden with his 31st RBI on the tour. Gives him sole possession of 5th place overall. And now all of McFadden's teammates will leave him, and he'll actually follow them as Malachi Flash the Kid Mitchell is going to pinch run as the inning-tying run with 2 away.
Now, we talk about Dakota McFadden having some family in the building. 31 runs batted in on the tour, like you said, Biko. 16 of which have come when he has family members in attendance, and all 7 of his home runs have also come with family members in the house.
Jackson Olsen pops this one out of the stadium. 1-1 count on the Nanners third baseman who grounded out into a trick play at short his first time.
That was almost right on top of us as I was taking my my Instagram story posts, as I do in every new ballpark that we come to. And Dakota McFadden's mother approached me and asked where the money was going to come from to fly them out to every game. So I was a little stumped there. But I told him it was about all coming from the higher up, so I had to talk to a couple different people.
2-2 count on the TikTok superstar. He represents the inning-winning run. Then taps that one back to a leaping Brett Helton, who goes behind his back, flips it over to first, and Jackson's safe. A trick play missed for Mr. Helton. And all of a sudden, the inning-winning run is aboard, and the baton passed to Ryan Cox.
Just an athletic play from Brett Helton, being able to get that ball in his glove. What's tricky here is the fact that he had to flip it over his back. There's a lob that comes with it, and Jackson Olsen hustling down the line, not wanting to make that third out, able to get in safely. An unfortunate trick play miss, the first of the season for Brett Helton.
And there goes Jackson for second, throw all the way through, and he's going to be in there standing as Malachi broke for home and then slammed it in reverse. So now the inning-winning run in scoring position. 1-1 count on the Nanners shortstop. That one nubbed, foul at the dish. 1-2 count.
And this is a great spot for Ryan Cox, who has gotten incredibly hot here in the month of June. Batting .4, scoring position, he is 3 for 4 here in the month of June.
Make it 3 for 5. Bryson Bloomer breaking after it, catches it on the run. And Brett Helton bends but does not break. Party Animals win the 4th inning, 3 runs to 2, and take their first lead in the all-important points category tonight.
If this game is tied at the end of the night, it could go to a showdown. Pitcher versus hitter with only one fielder. Well, we're going to tease that now, but we're going to add 16.
Kyle Lewis had to abandon us as Danny Hosley was very close to swinging it there, ended up in the hole, and Kyle is involved in the walk-up that will make it happen. We popped up in the booth, but now we want to focus on the field because this was not on our script tonight. We have no idea what's happening, and all right, whatever, we'll forget. Okay, no, we are going down to the field. We stood up here for a while. I thought we might just abandon it. Okay, so an impromptu trick play competition, it seems, here. Dearman out on the mound. Tanner Thomas at the dish. And it's a grounder to first under the mitt of our man in the Bill Leroy jersey there. Tanner scooting towards second. He's heading towards third. This might actually be a disaster. Tanner now breaking towards home. The flip. And in time. Fascinating. The Little Leaguers get it done in the end.
I think that was a showdown contest, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. I think you are right. Okay, so we will push our BTV mailbag a little further down the road here. Well, why not just do it right now, right? Let's go full executive producer Biko. Back up into the booth, boys. Josh, what do we got going on up here?
So we received this nice postcard the other day. I had the pleasure of being able to open this. Awesome stamp, by the way, of a mime. This comes from our friends in Paris, France. It says, "Dear Katrissa, Colby, Biko, and Josh, a small postcard to say a big merci to you guys for sharing fun and entertainment with us fananas and fanimals all over the world.
Really good.
But could you ask the team to play games in the morning so I wouldn't have to stay awake so late? Ali lay bananas. Be so?
Be so.
From Drex.
Drex, thank you so much. This was awesome. I love when BTV Mailbag gets an international episode.
Yeah, really awesome stuff. Again, this postcard is sweet. Eiffel Tower and everything on there. We love having this fan mail.
Yeah, I would wager that ends up in our background in Grayson Stadium. Okay, let's get back down to the field because Matt Malatesta is the new man on the mound. Jared Donaldson cruised through 2 frames, retired the first 7 Party Animals he faced in total. And then the road got bumpy. Gave up 2 runs in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th. Party Animals won both innings. And an early exit for Donnie after he only gave up 5 runs over his last 15 and a 3rd innings. That was spanning his last 3 starts. And he had won 5 points, only lost 3. We go from splitter specialist to splitter specialist. The only 2 that there are on the tour. As it's 10-1-2 for the Party Animals. Dustin Baber leading it off. And has a 3-1 count.
Yeah, it felt like an uncharacteristic outing for Jared Donaldson. The sprints hurt him a little bit. He allowed 2, but one of which came around to score 2 runs for Jason Swan. And unfortunately, Donnie in line for the loss at the moment. Hopefully the Bananas can try and make it a no decision tonight for Donnie.
Yeah, Swanee earned both of the sprints that the Party Animals nabbed off of Donnie. And the second one that you mentioned there drove in 2 runs with 2 outs. That was a devastating turn of events on a 3-2 pitch. And the first one was the first base runner of the game for the boys in black and pink, and he came around to score what was their first run. So both really ended up biting Donnie in the old derriere. And now Baber, who singled his first time with a flare up the middle, is on with a sprint of his own.
Man, that's a terrific callback. Good work by you.
I was trying to think if there were any possible words I could use for a butt that had not been raffled off by you, Kyle, and I decided that alliteration would just go best with Donnie and Derriere. These are the thoughts that bounce around a broadcaster's game every second of a night at the office, as that is a beautiful backdoor bender, and Reese Hampton caught looking. He's 1 for 3 on the night.
Number 1, Jake Skoll.
Malatesta primarily throws two-seam fastballs and splitters. You'll see a forkball every once in a while. That might have actually been a backdoor slider. That is just about as rare as it comes for Matt. Splitter misses to Jake Skoll.
And what's really cool is we've already had our camera ops focus on this in the ballgame. Matt Malatesta coming into this game with signed cleats from our friends over at Smile a Mile. There we go.
Skoll lifts that one to right. Behind his back, no look, Danny Hosley. And it is trick play mania in Birmingham, Alabama.
Unbelievable trick play there from Danny Hosley, flipping that glove right behind his back and making the snag. We have seen this one multiple times in Bananas batting practice over the past couple of days, and now Hosley gets to break it out into the game in a big way.
Third trick play of the night for the Bananas. 8th of the game, thanks to 5 from the Party Animal side. Something is in the water here in the Magic City as Hosley races in, catches that one au naturel. And a good first inning for Malatesta. Starts it off with the sprint, but then gets 1, 2, and 3 in the Party Animals order with a strikeout and a couple flies to right. And the Bananas, for the third time in 5 innings, will just need 1 run to claim a point. It's going to be the bottom of the order for the Nanners. Leroy, Hosley, and Wolf, which is why Kyle had to abandon us so suddenly, because the Nanners started at the top of the order an inning ago, and Hosley's in the 9-hole. So he thought he could hang out for a while, but they ended up really rushing through that inning. It is food review time here in Banana Land, and it looks like a classic Regions Field hot dog here. And we've got some ketchup and mustard to dip in, it seems. So I'm just going to do a little slide through here, Josh. Don't mind if I do. Okay, didn't really work, but I got some condiment action. Let's see what they've got going on. Okay. It's a great hot dog.
I got to do one naked bite, you know? You got really just get a feel for the dog itself. See how it's barking.
Right. Right. Not marred by any ketchup, mustard, relish, any of that funky stuff, sauerkraut. It's a good hot dog. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
It is a 7.5 for me.
Right.
A good hot dog nonetheless, but just a 7.5. Still a very solid rating on my personal scale. I can be very picky about my dogs. But
you're a dog connoisseur.
I've got to be honest. The Trum Dog continues to reign supreme.
How can it not, man? Okay, I'm going to tuck that in there as Bill Leroy lines it to Breland in left. And the Bananas catcher 0 for 2 on the night. I loved how elastic that hot dog was. A lot of snap to it. It's one of those hot dogs where if I was a vendor, or if we had some kind of promotion where people were being hurled meat at them for free, I would love to throw these hot dogs at people. I just got the desire to hurl this thing. I don't know what. I think especially if it's wrapped up in the foil, as here's the aforementioned specialty walk-up that Danny Hosley was having here for a second at bat, and Kyle Lewis had to huff it down from the booth to be a part of.
Now, stop me if I'm wrong here. Are you implying you want to you want to throw, like, huck these hot dogs almost like people would throw rotten vegetables at folks if they did a bad performance in old-timey theater.
Right, or they were, they did something bad and they were locked in a stockade.
That's good, too.
It's exactly what I wanted. And nothing would give me more joy right now than to take the hot dog and just throw it out of the broadcast booth. And I want to eat it. I'm saying, I guess eating it's probably number one, but number two would be to just see how far I can chuck it, because I feel like these hot dogs are just about as aerodynamic as I've found. The buns really cling to these things. Not a fluffy bun. And I'm not complaining about that. Hosley takes off. The 1-2 offering a bender low and away. Throw to first. Just a hair late. Reggie Liggins with the safe call. And a steal of first base for Danny Hosley. The first of its kind for him on the tour.
That was a smart play from Danny Hosley, taking first base here. Now a runner on for the Bananas. And Alex Ziegler, the bat trickster, coming up to pinch it here in the 5th inning for Matt Wolf.
Wolfie popped out to shallow right his first time. And the pride of Butler, Pennsylvania. Without batting gloves in tow, will try his luck. Brett Helton out for his 5th inning of work. Although he only gets credited for 2/3 of a frame in the first, since the Bananas walked him off with 2 outs. Ziegler 3 for 14 on the tour. Although 3 of his at-bats have come with a giant bat. That one behind the back to the bare hand. Acuff and Baber make sweet double play magic with an assist from Jason Swan at the end with the scoop.
And you get a spike from Jason Swan, too. Yet another phenomenal double play we've seen turned in this ballgame. This one by the Party Animals. Chase Acuff behind the back and just bounce passing that to Dustin Baber. And Baber with an unbelievable turn there on the other end at second base.
Incredible to grab the one hop behind the back with a bare hand. As we salute the military members, past and present, who are sharing the night with us here in Birmingham. We pass that sentiment on to everybody watching at home on YouTube tonight. We really appreciate you spending a Friday evening with us in Banana Land. 47th game of the tour, 77th Banana Ball game of all time, and we will be giving away 2 pairs of Hokas tonight.
2 Hokas?
2 pairs of Hokas, Josh.
Oh, that's what I like to hear right there. That's the good stuff.
That is because tomorrow night, as Sean the Exterminator Fluke mean mugs everybody at home, tomorrow night we will not be live for the first time in 48 games, really 50 overall as far as broadcasts go. We've had 2 rain-delayed games against the Aussie Drop Bears that do not count in total, but I digress. Tomorrow in Rickwood Field, where we have no internet of any sorts and all kinds of hotspots do not have the power with the internet available for pulling from the airwaves to send a broadcast out to the world. We will be tape delaying all the action from our 5 p.m. Central Time game tomorrow night and posting it hopefully by the end of the night. I would expect it comes out sometime on Sunday.
Yeah, everything's going to be edited in post, so me and Bika will probably look a lot better than we normally do.
A lot of Photoshop involved.
I'll be super shredded. Bika will have some nice facial hair going. It's going to be the sexiest broadcast of the year.
Yeah, Josh, it's going to look like he took the Captain America serum. And probably for the only time in my life, I'll have a beard. I don't know how my dad does it. Just doesn't make sense. I'll figure it out one day, maybe. 4, 5, 6 for the Party Animals here in the 6th. 2-0 count on Tanner Thomas. 0 for 2 on the night. A line out and a strikeout swinging, both against Jared Donaldson. Matt Malatesta's out for his 2nd inning of work. Got to look at his numbers overall on the tour, which won't boggle your mind. The 6.29 ERA. Across 24 1/3 innings pitched, make it 24 2/3 as DR grabs out number 1 here in the 6th inning, but he really struggled with these new banana balls early on in the tour and has been just about onions ever since.
And what's worth noting is the opponent's batting .257 against Malatesta this season. In a lot of ways, he has beaten himself with the amount of ball four sprints that he's allowed. So when he's able to consistently throw strikes out there, he is just an unbelievable weapon for the Bananas in the bullpen.
It is very hard to barrel up a Matt Malatesta pitch. The two-seam moves a ton, and the splitter and forkball do nothing but move. In fact, he usually has no idea where they're going to end up. He just throws them towards the middle of the zone, and they go where they go. Pretty mystifying pitches. A Tim Wakefield knuckleball-esque, as that's a 4-pitch sprint right on cue. Second one he has given up in as many innings. The Nanners whip it around their infield and outfield awful quick. And on the 4th sprint of the night for the Party Animals, they once again only get 1 base.
Yeah, Malatesta able to escape without allowing a sprint after falling behind Tanner Thomas 3-0. Tanner getting a little aggressive and trying to beat the Bananas shift. You'll see the infield move in a lot of times on 3-0 counts. Tanner tried to drive that ball out to deep center and hopefully catch DR off guard. But DR still able to make that grab. But here, Dalton Cornett able to get 4 straight bad ones and get on first base.
Nice snag on a ricochet there. Eric Jones trying to claim it as an out. Randy Voss called it an out in the infield, but overruled by Reggie Liggins and Vincent Chapman as Acuff has to duck out of the pathway of the 0-1 offering. Now 1-1 count on the Party Animals shortstop. 1 for 2 with an RBI double and a run scored. Taps that one to third. Olsen to second for 1. Malden over to first, not in time. Good to see the songbird of our generation from the broadcast booth for a couple innings earlier tonight. Now down on the field at second base, as we promised he would be. This game flying by. You get another look at the force out as the Party Animals trade Cornett for Acuff on the bags. And Mike Vivacis for the 3rd time tonight wows the full capacity crowd here at Regions Field with his incredibly unique dancing up to the dish.
I mean, you're only able to pull off a dance like that with years of tap dancing experience.
That's a fact. Baba has it in his back pocket. As surprising as it may seem from the man who also is a bodybuilder, which is a lot less surprising. I think that kind of speaks for itself.
You know, I tried to learn tap dancing once.
What happened, buddy?
I'll say it did not end well as Chase Acuff is able to successfully steal second base. Not a throw at all there from Bill Leroy. Matt Malatesta not really holding him on. 2-0 count here on Vivacis, and to go back in time.
Yeah, please take us.
I was doing a show in a local theater group.
As you did, growing up.
Yes, they decided to put me in the tap dance number. I was in the front row, and then they decided to put me in the back row. They didn't like what they were seeing from me. And even after they put me in the back row, they decided to take me out of the number completely because I just could not pick it up. One of the more embarrassing moments of my childhood, I must say.
Full count now on Vava. Yeah, traumatizing memory to bring up. I appreciate you sharing that with us all here on Friday night in Banana Land.
It's cathartic to let these things out, you know?
It's out in the universe now, man. It's not just you. Malatesta looks towards Acuff at second and now fires to Vava, and he hits him. That's the best possible thing that Malatesta could do there if he wasn't going to throw a strike, because ball 4 would have drove in Acuff from second base, who had third stolen easily. He has to retreat back to second, and now 2 on with 2 outs. First time Vava has been plunked on the tour. He was 0 for 2 with a couple ground outs to third. It's the old accidental, incredibly strategic hit by pitch that you see once in a while in banana ball. Jason Swan serves that out to right, and it dunks down foul by about 1.5 feet. 0-1 count on the Party Animals first baseman.
That ball looked like it was hit a lot harder off the bat of Jason Swan, and as it continued to get some airtime, really started to hang up and fall. And luckily for the Bananas, falling foul. Now Malatesta's going to be ahead in this count 0-1.
Swanee with sprints in both of his plate appearances. 2 RBIs and a run scored to show for him. Splitter dances down and in. We have our 17th fire drill of the night. That ball cranked down the third base line. That's foul about 1.5 feet. Baseball is a game of inches. In this case, about 18 to 24 inches. Twice has saved the Bananas bacon here in the top of the 6th inning. One-two from Malatesta. Now a 2-2 count. Matt the Pride of Brant Beach, New Jersey. Swanee out of Jacksonville, Florida. Huge 2-2 with 2 on and 2 down. Tapper to short. Coxey between the legs over to first. Magnificent trick play from the glove magician. The Bananas are on a trick play tirade tonight, as Malatesta able to work out of a 2-man on and 2 down jam.
And even with 2 runners on and 2 outs, Ryan Cox not afraid to pull off that between the legs trick play. The glove magician just continues to be big in big moments for the Bananas.
Coxey's 2nd trick play of the night, his 76th in 82 tries on the tour. Let's give the young professor some love. It is soccer mom race time, as the Nanners just need 1 run to win the 6th inning and tie this game in the all-important points category.
Then on your marks, get set, go Mom, go! Oh, Kelly taking a little bit of a lead. They're scooping up the kids, snatching them up as they go. Kelly in the lead. Her shoes are tied nice and tight. There's kid number 2. It's getting a little heavier, it's getting a little harder, but May is hot on her tail. Here we go. Third base is where things get dicey. Kid number 3 has to jump on and hold on for dear life. And here they come. It's going to be close. Kid's got to get on. Oh, May is taking the lead. She could go all the way. Almost there. Kelly's dropping the kid. May's going to do it. It was close, but ladies and gentlemen, Kelly is the winner. But give it up for May. Give it up for our moms, the superheroes of the soccer mom race. They are okay, ladies and gentlemen. Give them a round of applause.
A thrilling soccer mom race as per usual. As you get a look at the numbers on the tour for Jake Lialios, who comes in after Brett Helton goes a tour high 4 2/3 innings. The man out of Tucson, Arizona, now out of the pen. And in 25 1/3 frames, not what Lialios would want as far as results go, but he's got great stuff. High spin rate fastball, big breaking 12-6 curveball, mixing some cutters. And similar to Malatesta, on the mound currently for the Nanners, it's been control that's been Jake's big bugaboo. As he masters it right there, beautiful bender, 0-2 count on DR Meadows as we're at the top of the order for the Nanners here in the bottom of the 6th. Their center fielder 1 for 2 on the night. Line drive single to left his last time. Stole second, came around to score. Man out of Vidalia, Georgia. Ready to receive a 1-2 pitch. Outside corner. The bender finds its home at 69 miles per hour. And DR certainly has a gripe here with Vincent Chapman. That one was off the outside by an inch or 2. Vava with a great frame, though.
Really nice execution there from Jake Lialios. A good first out. And now getting a big swing and a miss from Eric Jones as the party animals going to come together for a little 6-2-2 action.
And for the second straight time with Lialios out there, his infielders are all going to join him on the mound. What a variation on the 6-2-2 here. Really dramatic middle-age fantasy movie vibes on that one as Lialios throws that from the bottom of the mound and claims a strike on Eric Jones Jr. 0-2 count. That one flicked on a hop. Dustin Baber between the legs, flips it between the legs. Jason Swan can't scoop it though. And Baber now 1 for 2 on trick plays tonight, 37 for 40 on the tour to pace the Party Animals.
That is a rare miss from Dustin Baber. He leads all players on this year's World Tour with the highest trick play success rate. But here, trying to flip that one under the leg, has to bounce it, and Swan unable to corral it. Now Malachi Mitchell in and instantly stealing here on the first pitch from Jake Lialios to Michael Deeb.
42nd steal in 44 tries for Flash the Kid as you look at what his numbers were before he just swiped second base. The 51 runs scored rather paced the tour. And now the inning-winning run in scoring position. The door left ajar, just a hair here by the Party Animals in the 6th. We've had 11 trick plays already tonight. The Banana Ball World Tour record is 14. So we're on a terrific pace. Would have been even better if Baber could have snagged that one. Michael Deeb apoplectic at the strike call on the bender there from Lialios as he rolls that one over foul. Counts to 1-2 on the Nanners left fielder. Now he's back to dancing to SpongeBob SquarePants. Like a goldfish, the memory is instantaneously erased from Deeb's mind. Heater is fouled off and out of the stadium. Deeb with 12 walk-offs on the tour. Pops that one back up the middle. Acuff goes between the legs, picks up the 12th trick play in total on the night. And Chase has been on a trick play tear here in June.
He has already set his monthly high in trick plays, now 7 for Chase Acuff tonight. And that is a big second out for Jake Lialios, who will try and strand Flash the Kid at third base and keep this Party Animals lead at 2-1.
As dangerous a man as you can find at Banana Land at the box. The cleanup hitter for the Nanners, Dan Oberst. Extra hitting tonight, has a 2-0 count. 3-base sprint, an RBI and a run scored his last time up. He's 0 for 1 on the night. Leading the Nanners with his .377 batting average. And now Lialios is 1 ball away from walking in the inning-winning run, which would be the game-tying point. And there it is. 4 straight bad ones to Mr. Oberst. The trick play missed from Baber ends up biting the Party Animals in the rear end. Dustin slams the ball down behind the mound. And a music video being filmed at home plate as Malachi Mitchell leads his guys. And a huge celebration. Dan Oberst grabs his 13th walk-off on the tour.
And that's Dan's 4th walk-up in his last 6 games. We've seen great pace from Dan here lately.
We head to the 7th inning. More than 30 minutes still on our clock of the originally allocated 2 hours for our ball game tonight. Welcome back up into the broadcast booth with Josh Talevsky. I am Biko Scala. Thank you all so much for watching here on a Friday night. We know why many of you are here. The time is nigh. We have not won, but
2 pairs of Hokas!
Yes, exactly. 2 pairs of Hokas to give away. You have to click the link in the description on the video and or in the comment section. Fill out all your contact info so we can get the Hokas to the right spot. And then the buzzword that we are all waiting for. It is Smile. It is Smile tonight in honor of all of our kids battling cancer over at Smile a Mile, who the Bananas and Party Animals were able to visit earlier tonight, and the vast majority of them in the building this evening enjoying some Banana Ball. Smile, that is S-M-I-L-E. Make sure you type that in without any typos so that you can be entered and have a chance to win not just 1, but
2 pairs of Hokas!
Thank you very much, Josh. How you feeling? Does that really pull you back? Anything? Does that damage the voice?
No, I'm feeling great.
I love it. Look at you, dude. You are something else, man. I thought that would really kind of rag on you. I mean, you're hitting an octave that broadcasters haven't ventured up to at all in my lifetime, at least.
I'm just worried that it hurts the ears of dogs, to be honest with you. I hope all the dogs at home are doing okay.
Yeah. That is a fact. For all the pooches in Banana Land, we really appreciate you watching. You'll only hear how many pairs of hookahs are given away. Hookahs. No hookahs given away in Banana Land, at least not yet. See, Party Animals might get in on that at some point in their franchise history. Breland Almadova taps it to Jackson Olsen, who grabs it in the heel of his glove. Eric Jones Jr. finishes it up with a magnificent scoop. And one down awful quick here as Matt Malatesta ventures into his third inning of relief.
Yeah, this is about the longest we've seen Matt Malatesta go all season for the Bananas. They're really going to try and get as much out of Malatesta as possible, especially with the game in Rickwood tomorrow night. And what a great play by Jackson Olsen on the charge and Eric Jones Jr. We just do not talk enough about the way this guy can hold down first base. Once Dan Oberst went down with a little bit of an injury, Jones has continued to show off some great prowess at first base, but here, unfortunately, some bad broadcaster jinx, unable to make a scoop there.
Couldn't get it out quick enough for the four-handed scoop to come up empty for Eric Jones Jr. That was a very tough play for Jackson Olsen. Grabbed that in the heel of his glove, and have to see it one more time as we got a glimpse at a replay there. Did he go between his legs, Josh? I think Jackson may have gone between his legs there. It was swift if he did, obviously. Anyhow, that's a problem for later in the night, whenever we figure that mystery out. Faber was 1 for 1 with a single and a sprint. In E5, our official score, Mr. Talevsky, question mark. Tough call.
I think I'm going to watch this one back. I'm going to watch it back at some point. It all happened so fast it was invisible to the Talevsky eye.
One yanked inside. 3-1 count on the ever-dangerous Reese Hampton. 1 for 3 on the night. Has fouled out to a fan. Struck out looking his last time. A little tapper through the right side for his base knock. Locked at 2 points apiece as Malatesta gives up his third sprint in his third inning of work. And Baber will get to third. Hampton holds up at first base. Now all 5 sprints tonight. The Bananas sprint defense has been able to keep Party Animals at just 1 base gained. But a dangerous situation. Runners on the corners with 1 away here. Just about as terrifying a man in the left-handed batter's box. Jake Skoll 0 for 3 on the night. Ground out, fly out, and a strikeout. But he's got as much power packed into that body as anyone in Banana Land. Bananas trying to shift Dalton Malden closer towards second base. They're going to bring him from the outfield grass to the infield grass at that. They want him able to make a double play. This could be caught by a fan. It's bobbled right into the breadbasket of a man in a teal polo, and he can't come up with the snag.
That was a really close play, and you can see the fans around the ballpark very knowledgeable of the game. You could see a lot of hands on the head there. They wanted that play to be caught and a second out for the Bananas, as Reese Hampton's going to make a smart decision there and swipe second base for the Party Animals, now erasing the chance of a possible double play.
And now 2 men in scoring position. He is 15 for 18 in stolen base attempts. 1 swipe bag behind Bryson Bloomer for the team high, who waits on deck. That one just misses the inside corner. Forkball at 76 miles an hour. And the monster fires a fastball in. Now a hitter's count for Jake Skoll. And that is a costly sprint. Second of the inning, fourth of the night for Malatesta. Baber and Hampton both score, but the tag from Michael Deeb in time at Jake's goal on second base. Party Animals lead the inning 2 runs to nothing and celebrate like they just won the World Series. So after 5 sprints where Party Animals didn't test the defense, they finally send it. Here's Jesse Cole.
Tallest pitcher. Please welcome Dakota Stills Albritton.
Jesse Cole with a hint of a hurricane coming in on the microphone as well, announcing that Dakota Stilts Albritton is going to take over with 2 down and nobody on here in the top of the 7th inning. As I mentioned, 2-run lead for the Party Animals. And Stilts, who had pretty excellent numbers all year until a few outings ago, the Party Animals knocked 3 runs off of him when he just recorded 1 out, and that blew up everything he had worked so hard for across the tour.
And I think that's where stats can be slightly deceiving. Speaking from a statistical expert position here, Dakota Stilts Albritton for a majority of the tour has been an above average banana ball pitcher, even though the ERA plus might not indicate it. And here you see already with a 1-1 count on Bryson Bloomer.
Man in the 3-hole for the Party Animals. 1 for 3 tonight. Single and a run scored, sandwiched in between 2 flyouts to Hosley in right field. And then gets under that one. Dalton Malden broke back now, comes in, barehands it, bobbles it into his glove, and will secure the 3rd out of the frame. Nanners need 2 runs to tie it, 3 to win it in a ball game that is knotted at 2 points each. Stilts back to his consistent self. 2 great outings in a row now after getting battered. We'll throw it down to the young professor for some grandma run scoring celebrations.
We've got Sarah. Sarah is 61 years young. Sarah, let's see your best scoring celebration. Here we go. There she goes. Hits that home plate. Let's see it. Stomping on it. Yeah, girl. Throws it up. Where'd it go? Boom goes the dynamite. That's Sarah, everybody. Next up, we got Joan. Joan is 71 years young. Let's see what you got, Joan. Go ahead, girl. Get on down there. Oh, with the strut. The confidence as she heads to home plate. They got no shot of getting her out. The lunge. Oh, and the pose. Oh, with the sprinkler, baby. And last but not least, we've got Sue. Sue is 77 years young. Sue, show them how it's done. Let's get on down, girl. Go. Oh, look at her. Look at that strut. Look at Sue. Get on down, Sue. Hit him with the finishing move. Oh, with the wiggle of the hips. 77 years young. Sue, bring it back. Let's get our vote here. How did we feel about Sarah? How do we feel about Joan? And how do we feel about my girl, Sue? Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the Grandma Scoring Celebration. Give it up for Sue!
Our heartfelt congratulations go to Sue, the victor on the Grandma Run Scoring Celebrations competition. And Sean Fluke will come in a big spot for the Party Animals. Started this tour in the pen, then became one of the team's most dependable starters, right up there with Dylan Porter, after Delano had held that title for the first couple months. And now he shows his versatility back in the pen here in Birmingham.
Yeah, Sean Fluke has been phenomenal for the Party Animals. A 92 ERA plus on the season for them. And you saw the MPI mark at 3 minutes and 45 seconds on average this season. That is second among all qualified pitchers on this year's tour.
He's got 5, 6, 7 here for the Bananas. McFadden, Olsen, and Cox. DMAC ahead 2-1. A reminder that at the conclusion of the 7th inning, the 2 pairs of Hoka giveaway that we are currently running will conclude. And the buzzword is smile as Sean Fluke, well executed cutter right on the outside corner, gets DMAC swinging. And McFadden 1 for 3 on the night now with his RBI double. Fluke throws 4-seam, 2-seam cut fastballs as he saws off Jackson Olsen. Chase Acuff between the legs. 3rd trick play of the night for the Party Animal shortstop. 12th of the evening between both teams. What a pace we're on here.
Bigo, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's the 13th trick play we've seen tonight, which means the Bananas and Party Animals just one off the all-time record for most trick plays in a single game at 14. Of course, that was set on April the 13th in Savannah, Georgia.
That's why we pay you the big bucks, Josh. 2-0 count on Ryan Cox, the Nanners shortstop, who has a pair of trick plays of his own in his time in the field. Coxie with a ground out and a pop out. Now a 3-1 count. Pad with the 3 types of fastballs for Fluke. A 12-6 curve, slider, and a changeup. Not the most overpowering man in Banana Land, but a great arsenal. And is confident enough to throw any pitch at any time.
And is definitely confident enough to pitch in Birmingham. Of course, he had a very big moment on last year's tour here in Birmingham, Alabama.
Struck out none other than 11-year MLB veteran Eric Burns, head coach of that Bananas squad, to win the Birmingham game against the Bananas. Breland Almadova coming in, goes between the legs. Second trick play of the night for the Stylin' Hawaiian, and a historic one at that.
The Bananas and the Party Animals have now tied the single game record for most trick plays in a game. That is 14 now for both of these teams.
And the Party Animals retake the lead. They lead 3 points to 2. Led 2-1 earlier tonight. 2 innings remain. We'll throw it down to the young professor again. It's time to see if this young man can outdash the Flash.
All right, then on your mark, get set, go, Jacob, go. All right, Flash, he's got a little head start. He's moving. Go, Flash, go. Here we go. Jacob is like a blue flame out there on the base path, but here comes Malachi. The Flash is gaining in between. It's going to be close. He's coming down to the wire. And with the head start, Jacob is the winner of Outdash the Flash.
Just phenomenal work from Jacob there. Vast majority of contestants have fallen to Malachi Mitchell. And you saw a big smile on his face as he was able to come away with a hard-fought victory. DJ the Invader, the new man on the mound. You see what he's done across 38 and 2/3 innings tossed, averaging 4 minutes and 3 seconds per inning thrown. That's a fantastic average as far as MPI goes. But of course the ERA at 9.07, he would love if it was a couple notches lower.
He started the season very strong for the Bananas. We've seen him fade a little bit as the season goes on. The MPI has also risen, but in DJ's last outing, it was a great one against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. He got 3 up and 3 down in just 1 minute and 51 seconds. Hopefully we'll see that out of DJ tonight against the Party Animals.
Comes in for the middle of their lineup. Tanner Thomas, Dalton Cornett, Chase Acuff due to swing it. Tanner 0 for 3 tonight. Line out, fly out, and a strikeout. This is the 3rd inning that he has led off. The 2nd, the 6th, and now the 8th. What a magnificent ball game it's been. The 248th straight sold-out night game, dating back to 2016 in Banana Land. And the folks here in the Ham have brought a raucous atmosphere, just as they did when they jam-packed Rickwood Field with over 10,000 last year. And we'll repeat that performance tomorrow night. This one yanked on a hop to Eric Jones Jr., who requests DJ the Invader to come cover the bag so he can flip it behind the back and set the single-game trick play record. That is the 15th of the night.
And Eric Jones Jr. just doing it comfortably in style and giving a fist pump over there at first base. I'm not sure if he knew it or not, but that's a big play as EJ with a diving stop gets up and takes it to the bag with a toe tap. What an incredible play by Eric Jones Jr. at first base.
Talk about back-to-back pitches that are going to live in the EJ highlight reel. First, you get a glimpse at the trick play. And then Jones shows why he is a gold glove caliber man over at first. As this one to short, trick play, Ryan Cox. It's the 16th of the night, and that is the fastest inning of the evening. Unbelievable.
1 minute and 20 seconds for the Bananas tonight, and that is now the second fastest banana ball inning all time with defensive gems all over the place. Wow!
2 trick plays, a diving stop by EJ. We've now had 16 trick plays on the night, a historic evening in the Pittsburgh of the South. And we turn Regions Field yellow in the middle of the 8th. Party Animals up 3 points to 2. And Carson Bowen, you are a true mensch. Thank you so much. Brought Josh and I some ice cream here. And I would love to find out, Mr. Bowen, czar of tickets in Banana Land, how you procured this frozen cream of ice.
Well, Biko, if you ask nicely enough, I've got these long eyelashes too. You bat those a couple times. The young lady, Ernestine, out in the right field soft serve concession area, she got me the vanilla with the jimmies for Biko, and my pal Josh here's got the chocolate ice cream with the crumbled Oreos.
Now, Mr. Bowen, do they call them Jimmys here in Birmingham, or is that one of these weird North Carolina things you got going on?
You know, I don't know where Jimmy's comes from, but Jimmy's and sprinkles are colloquialisms, I suppose.
Yeah,
I don't know where it originated from.
We call them sprinkles up in New York, buddy.
Understood.
But I love Jimmy's.
Yeah. Josh, how's your ice cream?
Chocolatey.
Is it too much? I was afraid of that. Okay.
I love the Oreo piece. It's a great touch.
Good.
I'm a big texture guy, so getting the crunch in there is all fine and dandy with me.
Good.
Here, get in this.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep. Hold on.
Yeah, thank
Good
you.
one. Yeah.
Real good.
Oh,
Oh.
whoa.
Yeah. It's special.
It's all amazing.
Guys, I wanted to bring you guys a barbecue sandwich from Dreamland, but I think thousands of other fans had that idea as well. So, ice cream, I had to settle for ice cream.
Well, luckily, we were blessed last year in our visit to Montgomery when we got a little Dreamland barbecue. It was scrumptious. You were part of that meal, were you not?
I believe I went with the smoked sausage as well as the brisket, a little 2-meat combo. Still right home about it.
Can't go wrong with that. Bottom of the order for the Nanners. Bill Leroy thinks about trying to steal first. Good decision to pump the brakes. 8, 9, and 10. Hosley and Malden due up in the order after their captain leads it off. Fluke out for his second inning of work as that one is flicked to shallow right, and coming in, Reese Hampton will make the catch. Tries to flip it behind his back to Baber. He was not there to snag it, but 1 out nonetheless as Bill is 0 for 3. Adds a fly out to an evening with a ground out and line out. Now Danny Hosley will try and get it going. Nanners just need 1 run in the 8th to claim their 3rd point of the night. And there's the big 12-6 curve. Bounces in for ball one. Haas 0 for 0 on the night. Wow, that was 2,566 on the spin rate. As this one is hit a country mile straight up in the air. Dustin Baber underneath it and will make the catch. Looked like he was thinking about trying to cook up a trick play. And after missing one an inning ago, or a couple innings ago rather, he decides that just safe to make an out here.
You could tell Dustin Baber would have really liked to have made yet another trick play in this ball game for the Party Animals. But when you have a ball hit that high in the air, you just want to make sure you come down with it for an out. Baber did there.
Dalton Malden tries to check his swing. Vincent Chapman says he went around. The big bender, once again, more than 2,500 on the RPMs. And now a front door variety. 0-2 count on the Nanners second baseman. This is his first AB of the night. Matt Wolf got the first swing at it in the 10-hole. Then Alex Ziegler and Dalton Malden keep swinging a hot bat. Great piece of 0-2 hitting. That's a line drive base knock. Inning-winning run is aboard.
And despite being down 0-2, Dalton's still able to punch that one into center field. He is really getting rolling in the hit department for the Bananas with hits in 4 of his last 6 games.
That's what you love to see for the songbird of our generation.
How many of those base knocks have come since the haircut?
Excellent question. As Dalton takes off for second, he's in there safe. Ball into center. He's not going to test the howitzer of an arm for Jake Skoll. I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, Josh, the majority of those hits have come with his new bleach blonde hair.
All but one of them.
Exactly.
The anti-Samson.
Correct. Good. Getting biblical here tonight. That one just misses the outside corner. 2-0 count.
Classic faith and family night.
That's a deep cut.
Very.
That one's for all the Bananas insiders out there. That one grazes the inside corner. 2-1 count on the Doctor, who's 1 for 3 on the night with a run scored. That one line to center. Charge again, making a diving catch. Jake Skoll, he saves the inning for Sean Fluke and the Party Animals. Here comes the young professor.
Sound of the bells means it's time to gaze at the scoreboard. You see, we are heading to the 9th inning with a score of 3-2 Party Animals. But here's the thing about the game of Banana Ball. In Banana Ball, in the final inning, every run counts for a point. That means whatever is scored here will be added to the final total. This is the time for your boys in yellow to shut down the Party Animals and mount a comeback for the ages. Ladies and gentlemen of Birmingham, get loud and welcome to the final inning.
The young professor does not lie. Every run scored here in the 9th will count as a point. You get to look at Cowboy Kyle running it down for you here. So he's either the 9th or whatever inning the 2-hour time limit runs out in, and we had more than 6 minutes left on the clock, rather, when the 8th inning concluded. And if the Bananas can tie this thing up, we will be going to showdowns, an occurrence that is few and far between in Banana Ball. Nanners go to the best pitcher on the tour, Danny Hosley. Pretty much a cheat code at this point in 39 innings pitched. 55 strikeouts compared to just 24 hits and 14 ball four sprints. The 1.62 ERA pops right off your screen. It's just unfair, man.
They are otherworldly numbers for Danny Hosley, who continues to impress. In 4 games here in the month of June, he has 3 saves in 3 opportunities, a 3-minute and 45 average minutes per inning mark. And by the way, he successfully converted each of his last 8 save opportunities. Of course, this not a save opportunity for Hosley, but really just tells you how dominant he's been. And believe it or not, the last earned run that he is allowed in relief came on April the 13th in Savannah.
Over 2 months ago, for everybody keeping track at home. Nearly 2.5 months at this point as Mike Vivacis puts that one on top of our heads up here in the broadcast booth. 7-8-9 for the Party Animals. Jason Swan on deck. Breland Almadova in the hole. And a cut and a miss on the patented changeup. You look at the movement and the change of speeds. That one at 79 compared to the 90-mile-an-hour fastball he started the at-bat with. And there's the trifecta that really rounds out the arsenal perfectly. A 12-6 curveball at 76 to catch Vava looking.
Just overpowering stuff there from Danny Hosley. And from the first pitch to that third pitch, it looks like Vava never stood a chance there against Danny.
Funny enough, Vivacis had 2 of his 5 hits on the tour against Mr. Hosley. Now it'll be Jason Swan, as Mike is 0 for 3 on the night. He had been hit by a pitch. Swanee 0 for 1, grounded out his last time. Couple sprints before that. Drove in a pair and scored one himself. There's the big bender to get back ahead. Hosley out of Vienna, Virginia. 5 years of college. Across 3 different schools, as it's a great piece of hitting from Swanee, who spent all 5 years of his collegiate career at Georgia Southern and is aboard with 1 away.
It's been a very productive night for Jason Swan. Of course, 2 runs batted in 2 sprints, and now a single for him. And you look at the home road splits for Swanee. This guy hits so much better on the road versus at home, batting .354 in away games, and in Grayson Stadium batting just .163.
Chance for the fans to get a huge out. They bobble it. And the first batter of the ball game continues to be our only foul out to a fan this evening. That one queued up the first baseline. Breland will tap it well. It's in foul territory. So an 0-2 count on the Party Animals left fielder. I don't think that had the English to get back into fair territory. So all's fair in the entertainment world that Breland inhibits better than just about anybody in Banana Land. Heck of a stop by Bill Leroy. 2-2 count. Or 1-2 rather, on a man who spent 4 years in the Arizona Diamondbacks organization. He's now in his 12th year as a pro. Another great stop by Leroy. Lions will have a brick wall back there. Count even at 2-2. Swan has already stolen a base tonight. He's 7 for 7 on the tour. That one popped at foul territory. EJ will grab it. And that is a big second out for Hosley and company.
Great reaction time. Eric Jones ranging over to his left to go and make that catch. Now 2 outs. Hosley facing the bottom of this Party Animals order and has a chance to send this game to the 9th inning, where the Bananas will have a chance to tie this game or possibly win it, depending on the number of runs they score in the bottom half.
Bill continues to put on a clinic here in the top of the 9th behind the dish. Faber is 1 for 2 on the night. We ended up ruling that the play in the 7th was a trick play missed. We're going to have to watch it back on a high-def monitor to truly confirm it. But from what we saw during a promotion earlier, looked like Olsen tried to go between the legs. It was a very tough play either way, on the verge of possibly being an infield single. That ball cranked but fouled on the third baseline. Either way, Baber reached and scored a run his last time. Singled back in the 3rd, had a 1-base sprint in the 5th. Good night for the Party Animals second baseman. There's a cut and a miss. And the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fouled straight back. We'll do it again. Weber out of Babson Park, Florida. A JUCO bandit out of Daytona State. And has worked the count back to full at 3-2. Man who finished up at North Carolina A&T. Two-time first-team All-MEAC selection. Sends that one to center. DR was playing awfully far in. He'll backpedal and put it away for out number 3. Here's the young professor.
Danny Hosley and the boys have shut down the party animals, and we head to the bottom of the final inning. This is the chance for the Bananas to win the whole thing. If they tie, it will force a one-on-one showdown tiebreaker. But why settle for that? It's time to will the boys in yellow to victory. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise, because this is it!
Thing that would make Tyler Gillum, Adam Byron and company happier going into the bottom of the 9th here is if it was the top of the order, but it's the next best thing. 2, 3, and 4. Eric Jones Jr., Michael Deeb, and Dan Oberst due to swing it against the incredibly deceptive submariner Tucker Perry. In 13 innings pitched, he, for the most part, has been great. Just a couple bad outings that has marred his overall numbers.
And they have come recently for Tucker Perry, a 10.78 earned run average here in the month of June. And this is where you see a big difference in the ball game between the Bananas and the Party Animals. The Party Animals across the 9th inning this season have batted just 183. That is their lowest mark in any inning. Now, for the Bananas, in the 9th inning, they bat 348. That is their second highest mark in a singular inning. This is where you really see the offense get going for the boys in yellow, and they're going to see if they can do that, especially with EJ, the tour home run leader, leading things off here in the bottom half of the 9th.
Jones Jr. 0 for 3 on the night. Reached on a trick play, missed his last time. It was pinch run for, and Malachi Mitchell scored a run in his stead as that one is tapped to third. Bloomer attacking across the diamond. 1 pitch, 1 out for Tucker Perry and the Party Animals. Perry primarily a 2-pitch guy. Fastball, slider. He's not going to blow it by you. Mid-80s with the heater. Mid-70s with the slider. But nothing is straight. Never more evident than the at-bat Jocelyn Allo had against him. College softball all-time home run leader. Legend of Oklahoma University. Worked a 3-2 count and cut and missed on a fastball that looked like it moved about 2.5 feet. 2-0 count for Michael Deeb, and this is what you like to see if you're the Bananas. Get one of your lefties in the box, because Perry really decimates righties more than anything. Deeb 1 for 3 on the night. Triple and a run scored in the first. And he's ahead 3 balls and no strikes as the game's tying run.
And Michael Deeb, a very patient batter, one of the highest ball four sprint percentages on the Bananas. You know he's going to take here, try and get on base, where because the Bananas are back to the top of the order, if Deeb can get on, the Bananas can pinch run Malachi Mitchell and put that tying runner on base.
Deeb slams the brakes. Good thing he did. Party Animals with superb sprint defense there. Looked like Vitamin Deeb would have been a dead duck at second. And as you prophesized, we see it with our eyes. Malachi Mitchell pinch runs for the 3rd time tonight, as we are the 4th time through the order. And a great evening for the Barrel King. Let's the Nanners have the game-winning run at the dish. 5 straight bad ones from Tucker Perry, who has been a tough man for Dan Oberst to face on this tour. Great night for Danny, though. All 4 sprints in each of his last 2 at-bats as that throw goes into center field from Mike Vivacis. Malachi gets a stop sign as Jake Skoll Lobs that all the way to home on a beautiful one-hopper. Game-tying run 90 feet away with only one out here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
And that is really big for the Bananas. As you can see, that throw getting away from Mike Vivacis. Now it's really up to Dan Oberst just to try and put this ball in play here against Tucker Perry for Malachi Mitchell to score the game-tying point.
7 straight balls from Perry. And he's one bad one away from tying this game up, putting the potential winning run aboard. 3-0 to Dan. It gets the outside corner. It missed it according to TrackMan, but a good frame from Mike Vivacis to keep this at bat alive for his pitcher. 3-1 from Perry. And pretty similar pitch, just a hair further out. Malachi scores the game's tying run. Dan with great speed motors on into second, and the game winner is in scoring position, still with just one away, for the man who is always dangerous, but especially so when his family is in the building, and nobody more important to Dakota McFadden than Ma and Pa, who are here in Regents Field tonight.
And it is just remarkable that Dan Oberst able to get into scoring position here for the Bananas. Now all it takes is a single from Dakota McFadden for Dan Oberst to come around and score. And the ever-aggressive base runner that he is swipes third base. And Tyler Gillum, his coach throughout the CPL for the Bananas, just as pumped up about that decision.
Party Animals bring the infield in. 1-1 count on McFadden. 1 for 3 on the night with an RBI double back in the 4th. Tied for the tour lead with 15 walk-offs. Front door bender. Makes it a 1-2 count. Good fight there by D-Mac on a slider that danced way out of the zone. Once again, that is the deception of Tucker Perry. Tunnels out of the hand just like the two-seamer. And then takes a hard left turn. Count 2-2, a game-saving block for Mike Vivacis. Party Animals infield in, outfield is at a depth where they think they could cut down Oberst on a sac fly attempt. 2-2 pitch. Make it 3-2. Now Tucker Perry is a ball away from losing this game. Full capacity Regents Field, all on their feet. Payoff pitch with the game on the line. Ball 4. Dakota McFadden walks it off. His tour-leading 16th walk-off. Dan Oberst touches home plate. Manners come from behind and win it 4-3, and are a win tomorrow night away from taking the state of Alabama.